Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to UPI, the United States has imposed new sanctions on Cuba, targeting 11 Cuban officials and 3 key security and intelligence entities: the Ministry of Interior, the National Revolutionary Police Force, and its Directorate of Intelligence. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio announced these measures on Monday, stating that further sanctions are expected in the coming days and weeks. Rubio accused the designated Cuban regime elites of being responsible for the suffering of the Cuban people, the country's failing economy, and the exploitation of Cuba for foreign intelligence, military, and terror operations. In response, Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel vehemently condemned the sanctions, calling them collective punishment and an act of genocide. He asserted that no Cuban government, political party, or military institution officials possess assets or property under U.S. jurisdiction, a fact he believes the Trump administration is aware of, using this rhetoric to justify an economic war. These sanctions come amidst rising Caribbean tensions, following reports of Cuba's alleged drone purchases from Russia and Iran, which the Cuban foreign minister defended as self-defense. While some U.S. Republicans supported the move, Democrats criticized the Trump administration for potentially manufacturing a pretext for military intervention, drawing parallels to recent actions in Venezuela and Iran. According to Lianhe Xiaobao, the U.S. Axios News website reported on Monday, May 18th, that leaders from Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates conveyed a unified message to U.S. President Donald Trump, requesting that he delay any military strike against Iran. The leaders expressed a desire to give negotiations a chance and warned that their own countries would pay a price if the U.S. proceeded with an attack, specifically mentioning concerns about their energy facilities being targeted in retaliation. Trump later confirmed on Truth Social that he had ordered a postponement of the military action, originally planned for May 19th at the request of these Middle Eastern allies. He added that the Pentagon has been instructed to prepare for a full-scale, massive attack if an acceptable agreement is not reached. Al Jazeera reports that a recent Russian attack has significantly damaged critical port infrastructure in Izmail, Ukraine's vital Danube River grain export hub. Concurrently, Russian authorities confirmed intercepting 4 Ukrainian drones targeting Moscow, following a weekend of heavy reciprocal attacks that saw Russia strike Odessa and Dnipro, causing damage and injuries. Ukrainian forces also reportedly killed 1 person and wounded 2 in Russia's Kursk region, with drone attacks noted in Rostov and Yaroslavl. These intensified hostilities persist despite a U.S.-brokered 3-day ceasefire earlier this month, which included a prisoner swap that both sides accused each other of violating. Amidst this ongoing conflict, Russian President Vladimir Putin is scheduled to arrive in Beijing on Tuesday evening for a 2-day state visit with Chinese President Xi Jinping. This visit aims to mark the 25th anniversary of the 2001 Sino-Russian Treaty of Friendship and will focus on strengthening energy ties, including discussions on the proposed power of Siberia 2 gas pipeline. Adding to global tensions, Russia's Ministry of Defense announced military exercises from May 19, 2021, involving over 64,000 personnel and 7,800 pieces of equipment, designed to prepare for the deployment of nuclear forces with ballistic and cruise missile launches. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky noted that recent drone and missile attacks have reduced Russia's refining capacity by 10%, asserting that Russia's war chest is not limitless. According to Lianhe Xiaobao, the Swedish government has finalized a significant defense industrial agreement to procure 4 new frigates from France's naval group. Swedish Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson announced on Tuesday that this purchase, involving France's Defense and Intervention (FDI) frigates, represents Sweden's largest military investment since the 1980s. The total cost is estimated at approximately 40 billion Swedish kronor, equivalent to about 5.45 billion Singapore dollars. The first deliveries are anticipated around 2030. This acquisition comes as Sweden rapidly accelerates its military buildup in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine and its subsequent entry into NATO, signifying a substantial expansion of its maritime defense capabilities. Kristersson stated that the Swedish military had thoroughly analyzed various international alternatives to meet its defense needs before making this decision. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.